Hi, good afternoon. Welcome. You are live with me, Rajesh Gupta on Sports today. Some breaking news from Pakistan this time. Pakistan, of course, were going to take on New Zealand in the first ODI in Rawalpindi, and minutes before the match was scheduled to start, there was some drama. So what happened? We got to understand that both the teams were still inside the hotel. They were in their rooms. They were instructed to stay in their rooms, and there was some uncertainty over whether the match will be played and whether the match will be delayed. However, following some escalation on certain fronts, it was decided that the entire tour of New Zealand's entire tour of Pakistan has been abandoned. This is the breaking news then from Rawalpindi. New Zealand cricket have informed the Pakistan Cricket Board that they are abandoning their entire tour of Pakistan without even a ball being bowled minutes before the first ODI was supposed to go underway. Now, what happened? What happened here? This is what the New Zealand press release from New Zealand cricket said, that there was a threat perception, and they decided to call off the tour with regards to the safety of the players. The Pakistan Cricket Board said that this is a very disappointing decision, that the PCB had constantly told New Zealand cricket that everything is okay, that the Pakistan Prime Minister had spoken to the New Zealand Prime Minister and assured her that all is well. There is no such security threat perception as far as Pakistani intelligence is concerned. But New Zealand cricket anyway decided to go ahead with the call of New Zealand. Of course, there was an escalation in the New Zealand government as far as threat levels for Pakistan were concerned, and advice from the New Zealand cricket security team on the ground. After seeking their advice, after seeking their report, it was decided that the New Zealand tour of Pakistan will not continue. So arrangements are currently underway, as we understand, for the team's departure, for New Zealand team's departure from Pakistan. This is actually, if you look at it, this was supposed to be a historic tour. New Zealand were touring Pakistan after 18 years. Pakistan for years have not seen any international cricket. There has been some cricket matches on and off in that country, but there was, of course, a terror attack on the Sri Lankan team in March 2009, and after that, most Pakistan have played a lot of their international games, home games in the Middle East. So no two major tours have actually happened, and this was much anticipated. This was under after 18 years that this tour was supposed to go on. So I'll quickly go through what the New Zealand press release. Quickly tell you what the New Zealand press release said. New Zealand issued a press release which said the side was to play Pakistan this evening in the first of three ODIs in Rawalpindi before moving to Lahore for a five-match T20 series. However, following an escalation in the New Zealand government, the threat levels for Pakistan, New Zealand government threat levels for Pakistan, and advice from NZC security advisors on the ground, it has been decided that the Black Caps will not continue with the tour. Arrangements are now being made for the team's departure. That is what the New Zealand cricket release told has conveyed to us. Now, this is Pakistan Cricket Board have, of course, also responded in their in a press release that they issued. So, what did the PCB say? PCB said earlier today the New Zealand Cricket Board informed us that they had been alerted to some security alert and have unilaterally decided to postpone the series. The wording is very important here. They're saying unilaterally postpone the series. They also said PCB and the government of Pakistan made foolproof security arrangements for all visiting teams. We have assured the New Zealand Cricket Board of the same. The Prime Minister spoke personally to the Prime Minister of New Zealand and informed her that we have one of the best intelligence systems in the world and that no security threat of any kind exists for the visiting team. The security officials with the NZ team have been satisfied with the security arrangements made by the government of Pakistan throughout the stay. Here, PCB is willing to continue the scheduled matches. However, cricket lovers in Pakistan and the world over will be disappointed by this last minute withdrawal. And it's very important to understand the tone of the PCB release as well. They're obviously disappointed. It takes a heavy toll on the home board when an entire tour has to be abandoned. Three one-day internationals, five T20 internationals. None of them will be played, of course, and the New Zealand cricket team will immediately depart from Pakistan. This is not the first time that a tour has been abandoned. This is not the first time that we've seen an abandonment or a match being called off in recent times. Of course, India versus England, that fifth and final Test match at the Old Trafford of what was a riveting series, was called off after a growing case of COVID-19 among the support staff of the Indian team. First, Ravi Shastri tested positive, then the junior physio tested positive as well, and the players were a little weary of the COVID-19 cases spreading across the team, and they decided they were not in a position to take the team, to take the field for the fifth and final Test match. Of course, this is a different reason altogether. New Zealand cricket have decided to um, abandon the tour of Pakistan over perceived threat inputs. Pakistan Cricket Board, meanwhile, maintained that there was no such threat perception, that there was there were no safety concerns for the New Zealand cricketers. But and you understand that when you get these threat perceptions, boards and governments have to act very quickly. And Pakistan, of course, when you think back of March 2009, what happened there, there will be um, there will be immense pressure on the concerned board to act, and New Zealand cricket acted to in the cons- in the to out of concern for the players. Datraj Mahale, there is a huge difference between calling off a series due to COVID concerns and security concerns. Obviously, I don't know what point you're trying to make here, Datraj, but obviously these are different concerns altogether, and both concerns are valid if a board and a team deems so in these unprecedented times. This is obviously a very tricky situation to go through. What were the security concerns? Ayan Sharma is asking again. That's not clear. The New Zealand Pakistan Cricket Board, Ayan is saying that there were no security concerns. New Zealand Cricket said that they have been advised that there were security issues, and that's why they're abandoning the tour. Compensation कौन देगा इन्हें? मनीष श्रीवास्तव, अभी तो compensation की कोई बात हुई नहीं है. This news has just broken. The tour has just been called off. We want to understand what the circumstances are, what the discussions are. You can be rest assured that there will be back channel discussions, back channel talks, parleys happening between the two boards, and there will be some sort of mediation. As far as compensation is concerned, Pakistan Cricket Board, of course, it's a major loss for them in terms of what they were expecting out of the series. For what were the security concerns? Again, I've addressed that. Well, there are some comments. I was trying to go through some of the comments here. Well, yeah, this is all that I can make out from the comments and questions. But yeah, the crux of this news is yes, the crux of this news is that Pakistan Cricket Board are disappointed. They are disappointed with New Zealand's last minute withdrawal minutes before the first ODI in Rawalpindi between Pakistan and New Zealand was scheduled to be played. Well, this is it then. New Zealand's tour of Pakistan has been abandoned without a ball being bowled because of security reasons, because of security threat perceptions received by the New Zealand government. And that is what they said, that they were not keen to carry on the tour, and the tour has been abandoned. Thank you so much for joining me. Of course, there'll be plenty more. We are building up to the IPL. You know what we have lined up for you this time in the second half of the 2021 Indian Premier League. There'll be plenty of excitement. Fans joining us, super fans joining us. There'll be a lot of action on sports today. You can expect sparks to fly when the IPL gets underway in just 2 days from now. Thank you so much for joining me. Do subscribe to Sports. There's plenty coming up. I can assure you, there's plenty coming up now with the IPL, the T20 World Cup. We've of course covered the Euros in detail, the Olympics. I don't think any other platform did as much as we did. And then India's tour of England, we brought you minute to minute updates from Trent Bridge, Lords, Leeds, and of course that historic victory at the Oval, and then again what happened at Old Trafford. We also got you inputs from there, and then there's plenty happening. MS Dhoni has been named mentor of the Indian squad for the T20 World Cup, and Virat Kohli has decided to step down as the T20I captain after the World Cup in the Middle East next month. So there's plenty of drama around sports and Indian cricket and cricket in general. Plenty of cricket to be played in the coming months. So do stay glued to sports today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a very good afternoon. See you all very, very soon again. Thank you.